But first, the controversy over the convicted Czech drug dealer allowed to stay in New Zealand continues to escalate, with the Immigration Minister now ordering a full-scale investigation. Iain Lees-Galloway says new information has come to light, contradictory to what he had when he made his decision. RNZ has revealed a 2009 court judgment confirming Karel Sroubek was given permission to travel to the Czech Republic that year and that he'd already been back to Europe. He had operated for a number of years under the false name of Jan Antalik, including when he came back before the courts. Now, Sroubek was jailed in 2016 for more than 5 years for importing about 5 kilos of MDMA, or ecstasy as it's commonly known. The minister decided to confirm his residency in his real name, Sroubek, which meant he could avoid deportation once released from prison. Here's our political editor, Jane Patterson.
It's widely believed Sroubek was granted a reprieve by the minister because he feared for his safety if he returned home to the Czech Republic. But in 2009 he applied under the false name of Antalik to go to the Czech Republic for business ahead of a pending court case. The High Court in Auckland granted him a 20-day window to go back. It also noted he had made a similar application earlier in the year and had gone back to Europe as a result. The Immigration Minister Iain Lees-Galloway told reporters the whole case is now under investigation.
I have become aware of allegations that call into question the veracity of the information that I relied upon when making a decision about Karel Sroubek. Of course, as a decision maker, I cannot rely on innuendo or hearsay or speculation, but these allegations certainly are concerning to me.
Mr Lees-Galloway says he's asked immigration officials to investigate the veracity of the information and whether that contradicts what he based his original decision on. But the existence of the 2009 judgment was news to the minister.
I have not seen the detail of that judgment, so I would need to read that properly before I could determine whether it contradicts the information that I had.
National's immigration spokesperson Michael Woodhouse says the 2009 judgment makes a mockery of the minister's decision.
The minister didn't do his homework. It was very clear on the public record what had been speculated on, and that is, despite the claims of fear of being sent back to the Czech Republic, he was voluntarily going back there and living in plain sight. I think it just speaks to the really shabby way in which this decision has been made.
In Parliament, Mr Woodhouse asked the minister why he allowed Sroubek to stay in New Zealand.
Did Mr Sroubek or his lawyer assert that he was in danger if he was returned to the Czech Republic?
Mr Speaker, given that I have just called for an investigation into... Mr Speaker, given that I have just called for an investigation into the information that I had available and some additional information that is allegedly available, I am not making any further comment on what information I used to make that decision.
Mr Woodhouse then asked the minister about the 2009 court judgment.
Was he aware Mr Sroubek twice returned to the Czech Republic while awaiting trial on kidnapping and aggravated robbery charges?
Mr Speaker, it is not in the public interest for me to divulge what information Mr Speaker, it is not in the public interest for me to divulge what information I did and did not have.
Sroubek also came up before the Parole Board last year, and in its decision it notes his association with the Hells Angels gang. It also says, apart from the drug importing, he only has a history of 2 driving matters in New Zealand, but concludes that does not fully represent his engagements with law enforcement authorities both here and in the Czech Republic. The decision also refers to a current application for Sroubek to be extradited to the Czech Republic. However, the Justice Minister Andrew Little told Parliament there is no extradition request, but he's not ruling out one being lodged in the future. From Parliament for Checkpoint, Jane Patterson.